Okay. All right. So basically, like I said, I do these twice a month. So if you ever like, oh my gosh, I need to hop back on, I have more questions, or I want to like get more answers, don't ever hesitate to be like, when's your next one? I want to hop on. But I do these twice a month just to kind of help make sure everyone gets started on the right path. So, oh, I don't even know where all my little pictures went. Well, our team is called the Empowered Nation, and I came up with that because I wanted to, well, when I got started, I never knew this would be something I'd ever do. But I have learned to love it. And I've just learned that I want to help empower women to be the best that they can be every day and create a little community for us to kind of encourage each other, support each other, and have a ton of fun together. Oh, yeah, you can come in. So today we're going to talk about like where to start, picking your program, understanding your nutrition plan and the resources you have. We're going to talk about mindset development because that's a huge part of our journey. Accountability, the community resources that I provide for our crew, and then why we're different. And then if you have any questions from them, then we can kind of go over those as well.
Great.
Okay, so obviously you know me. So I'm a one-star diamond coach, which doesn't really mean much, but I've been on my journey for about 4.5 years, and I started pretty much in the same as everybody else. I just need to lose a little bit of weight. I need to get my health back in order. I need to make a difference in what I've got going on. And what I found was that I just became in love with taking care of myself, and taking that little bit of time for me has allowed me to be a better mom, a better wife, and a better coworker, and just helped me to be better in general.
Awesome.
This is another one of our leaders. Her name is Jill. Sometimes she's able to hop on. Sometimes she's got younger kids, so she's this is sometimes her bedtime for the kids. So you might see her pop in there, but I actually met Jill in college, and she became one of my coaches, and she's, oh, I see, I must have the wrong one because there's some typos there. But she just loves it in just every aspect of her life. It just helps her to be better for herself and for her coworkers and her friends, just like I had shared. Okay, so where do you start? So I know you have a lot of information coming your way. You're going to get a couple of different things. You're going to get emails from me. You're going to get emails from Beachbody. You're going to get some, when you get your box, you got your box in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I thought so. So that's going to be coming your way. And then it's like groups and all this kind of stuff. So that's why I kind of wanted to share this with you to say, like, what are we going to be doing? So the first thing I want to talk about is BOD, which is Beachbody On Demand. So you can access it a bunch of different ways. Have you been able to get on BOD?
Oh yeah, I started the 21 day.
Okay.
With Autumn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can get that, and I've been able to stream it on like our Apple TV and everything.
Awesome. Yeah, so you can, it's awesome because you can get it on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku. You can even get it on your laptop over your phone or your phone. I love it because like if we're traveling, as long as I have Wi-Fi available, I can get BOD anywhere. So I can pretty much take my Super Trainer, my workouts everywhere I go. It's hard to see it on your phone because they're really tiny, but if you had to do it, you can do it that way. So that Beachbody On Demand is also what is called BOD. So
okay.
If you ever see like BOD, you know exactly what that acronym is.
Great.
Okay. In the programs, you've got 2 nutrition plans, and there's 2 different ones to follow. Now, did you get the one with the MBF with the new program? Or did you get the
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like my water bottle or my shake bottle says MBFA.
Perfect.
Or something.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I couldn't remember. I had a couple that were going to hop on in this group, and I'm like, okay, now I got to remember who got, because they just came out, when they came out with that program and this pack that you can buy, it came with both of these challenge packs, or both of these nutrition plans, which are the best part about it. So you have the 2B mindset, which is more of an intuitive eating, and the ultimate portion fix, which is based on portion control. Both are effective and they're great options. I kind of go back and forth between the 2 of them sometimes, at just a couple different times during the year. Sometimes when I'm on vacation, I need more of a portion control plan. I like to eat, so intuitive eating isn't necessarily easy for me because I'm like, yeah, I'm still hungry, so I can still get more. Well, that's not technically how it works, but it will help me, like if I'm on vacation, to be a little bit more lenient and not so strict, but kind of have a good plan on what to follow. But most of the time when I sit down and I'm like, okay, I need to get back into it, I follow Ultimate Portion Fix. Either way, you have both of them available at your disposal. And so what I want to do here is I'm going to get out of here because I'm going to pop into, I am a tab person, so unfortunately I have way too many tabs, but I want to hop into Beachbody On Demand because I want to show you a couple of the different resources that you have available at your fingertips. So your Beachbody On Demand, when you're online, it's going to look a little bit different. So it's going to have all your stuff and all your programs, but you're also going to have your bod groups, which do show on the app on your phone. And
Okay.
then you also have the blog, which the blog is awesome. As a side note, it has all kinds of different fitness ideas, nutrition, like different ideas as cooking tips, cheats and treats, like meal plans, recipes. There's like a ton of stuff on the blog. So I would definitely take the time to, like, if you're ever looking for something new, or, you know, just want to have some ideas on maybe how to handle things, or you're just looking at like different recipes, stuff like that, that is the place to go.
So where is it? Like,
okay, so you'll just go to beachbodyondemand.com.
Okay.
And so the best way to find the blog part is on your computer or laptop, or you can go into your browser. I want to say when you go on to, let me just see here. When you go onto the app, it's not on there.
Okay, that's where I was looking. Okay.
Yeah. On the app, it's not on there, but
the VOD is not on the, like, you can't download it from the app on your computer, right? Or can you?
No, because on your computer, it's just going to be, you're just going to go to the beachbodyondemand.com and you'll be able to get everything from there. So
Okay,
yeah, so you can get your workouts, you can get the nutrition plan, you can get the videos with the nutrition plans, and you could actually check into your groups there if you wanted to. And then the blog is there too.
Great.
So I usually will go into my computer app. Now you can watch the nutrition programs from your Amazon Fire Stick or your Apple TV or Roku or whatever. But I typically, when I watch them, I'll either watch these videos on my phone or on my computer while I'm doing other stuff, because they're super easy to listen to. But there is this introduction to nutrition right here. This kind of talks to you about the two different nutrition programs we have. I wanted to kind of show you, okay, so if you scroll down under programs, it's under Nutrition Center. And so that's always kind of a good one to start with. Then, and it sounds like you decided on the Ultimate Portion Fix, that's when you can go in here and then look at the Ultimate Portion Fix program. And so when you click onto there, she's going to have, and it's the same way if you were doing 2B Mindset. They're both pretty much set up the same way. But she has lessons that you can go through, and all of the modules are there for you to understand how the program works, to understand your containers, to understand how to calculate them, to give you ideas on how to work your containers as far as like how could you meal plan for them. Like I like this one because it's like family fix, like how to make it work for your family, because I'm not about to make 2 meals every night for everybody. Easy ways for special days, so special occasions, and it kind of talks about situations. And then her workouts are on here, but they're also separate as well. And then the program materials are in here too. So if you wanted to get your track, like a 7-day meal plan, if you want to kind of look and see what she has a lot of them in here for a lot of the different programs. So if you wanted to see if she had something in there for, you know, These are all in Spanish. But then she also has like modules, like sometimes she goes like through a workbook and you're kind of like, oh, like most of it makes sense, but maybe you're like, I'd like to print that food list off. That will be in here as well. So I always tell people, make sure you go through the lessons. And I actually will every once in a while kind of go through them again after a couple of months, just to kind of refresh my memory, just to kind of have her in my head. And she has one in here too that's a grocery one. And she kind of goes through the grocery store with you, and it's really good. And she has a ton of recipes. And then she also has the Fixate cooking show, which is on our program too. And that talks about a lot of different recipes. Her brother is like a chef, so they make a lot of recipes together, and they're posted in there too. Cool. Now, one other thing that you get access to, let me back out of here, go back under programs. You get 30 days access to this. And then I just always want to tell people, because your account will be charged month 2 for this, it's $20 a month. So I always tell people, you need to figure out if it would be the right thing for you. Like if you're not going to look at it because life's busy, don't buy it. But if you think it might help you, it's totally worth it. And there's 2 of them, each from 2B Mindset and the Monthly Fix. But the Monthly Fix is the one you would go to. And every month she goes on and does like a different topic of choice. So I got to be honest, I haven't even looked at this month's Monthly Fix yet. I've been doing a couple other things. But every month she has on here like an analysis with a person. Like I always like to listen to those in the background, because then I like to hear like advice she gives them. And so sometimes the person will be like, well, I'm having problems with XYZ, and she'll walk them through that.
Okay.
Her brother Bobby always does some sort of presentation, and then she kind of does some monthly assignments. Like this one is video 8. Okay, so something about time nutrition here. Like I said, I haven't read this one. Oh, and I did hear something about this. She had put in here about a deep dive into popular nutrition theory. So I think some of our coaches were talking about her ideas on keto and stuff. So that's in there as well. And then she has them so that they're, you can watch them. But then you can always go back to the previous month's videos. So you can kind of hear her talk. And they're really good. So just something to keep in mind. You got that free for 30 days, and then they charge you $20. But you can cancel it anytime. So if you wanted to be like, well, I might try it for a couple months and see if I like it. And then you're like, I don't use it. I haven't really worked with it. Honestly, like use what you can, right? But you can cancel anytime.
Okay. Do I just let you know if I change?
I can show you when you go on to your Team Beachbody account. Let's see if I have it up here. You can go under your name and then go under orders. And when you go under orders, this might have me log back in because this was from earlier today. It will show you all your orders that you have. So you go under, okay, so it comes under my orders, and then, oh shoot, I clicked too early. Come on. This will give you all your upcoming orders you have. So you can see like when my monthly BOD renewal happens. These are my coach service fees, but like here, you can go in here and like, if you wanted to click or change your flavor of your Shakeology, you can click on here and all these options will come up. So you can change your flavor, you can change your ship date, you can edit billing info, a lot of things so you don't have to do for customer service. And then the only thing you do have to do if you want to do that to cancel is to connect with an agent. And it will walk you, it'll take you right to where you need to go to that. And a lot of times you can call. I usually do an online chat with them. It's super easy, it's super fast. It'll take you right to that. And they'll send you an email confirmation of whatever you chatted with them about.
Great.
Okay, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so let me go back into present. So that will give you some idea of the nutrition plans. I always tell people like, that's probably going to be where most of us get hung up, because nutrition is like usually the hardest part of the journey, right? I don't feel like I talk to many people that are like, oh, I hate to work out, but I can eat, I mean, that's usually what got us, kind of struggling. So, nutrition it's a day-to-day game changer, right? And so like, just take it at a day at a time, work on planning, work on, I always tell people, if you take the time to plan out 4 to 5 weeks of meals for the week, then you can just rotate through them. And it's easier, instead of having to come up with a new meal plan every week.
Right.
You rotate through some of those favorites of yours. And I usually tell people, do 1 day of leftovers, depending on how your weekends are. Like, I'll do usually 4 to 5 days of meal plans with dinners. And I actually was just telling Jeff usually cooks for us, and I have the meal plan and everything. But we're in football season. I need to come up with some new stuff because now I have to cook them. So I thought about coming up with some ways, to kind of help people through busy schedules. And not everyone has that right now, but having those options available at your fingertips makes planning so much easier. So it comes to when you're ordering groceries or going out to the grocery store or whatever, it's easier to follow.
Nice.
Okay. Mindset development. So mindset development is one of the pieces that I think is so, so important. And that's why I think our programs stand out from others, because we really focus on fitness, we focus on our nutrition, but we need to focus on mindset. Mindset comes into play like when you are 2 weeks in or 3 weeks in and you're like, okay, life is busy. I'm kind of over this. I am kind of done with this. Like, I just don't have time. It's, great in theory. I wish I could do it better, but I'm just too daggone busy. And really, that's your own barrier that we put in front of ourselves that say like, okay, this is when it gets hard. This is when it gets tough. It's just easier to bail out, which I did numerous times. And I think that it's so important for us to understand, like, motivation gets us started, whether we want to lose weight, we want to be healthier, we want to have more energy, but it's the determination and habits that keep us going. So in order to do that, we have to build that mindset to believe that we can do it, to believe and have confidence in ourselves that we can show up and we can do it together. So I always encourage people to really dig in on the mindset development piece, because it's going to help and it's going to trickle out of you in so many different ways, whether it's at work, with your kids, with your husband, it's going to help. And I really, when I got started, and I remember thinking, and it's oftentimes referred to as personal development, but I like mindset development better. And so when I used to think about like personal development, I always think like, like self-help, like weird kooky books, like I'm good. I don't need that. And what I didn't understand was there's so much out there to it, right? And things that I didn't even realize that were so important. And so, and there's lots of different ways you can do it, whether it's like professional growth and like helping you learn to build your belief in like what you are capable of becoming, or, like on a female level, like, woman boss, like building you up to believe that you are worth taking the time for you are worth, becoming and finding a morning routine, like, all that stuff trickles out to your family. It's like putting on that oxygen mask first. They tell you to put that oxygen mask on first, so that way you are able to take care of the kids around you, if they need to put their mask on next. So there's so many different ways to do it. You can go to the library, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. So, physical copies are great for taking notes and highlighting, but I always tell people, if you're anything like me, I always leave it for the last thing for me to do. And I get through like a paragraph and I'm like out cold. Like I can't even stay awake enough to read anything. So I do a lot of audio stuff. I do podcasts, I do Audible. I even have some playlists on YouTube of some motivation. So there's so many great resources. And in one of the emails I send in the beginning, it gives you a bunch of ideas on different things to listen to. But if you ever want to pick my brain and you're kind of looking for something in particular, let me know. And I'm definitely willing to help you. I do a lot of audiobook listening or podcast listening when I'm doing like the small stuff, right? So like I'm loading the dishwasher, or I'm cleaning up the kitchen, I'm folding laundry. Like 15-20 minutes makes a huge difference in your day. You don't have to do it all day long. But if you find the stuff that you're listening to really is effective, keep listening to things like that. If something's not speaking to you, like, so for an example, like some of these are like growth books, like High Performance Habits. Brendan Bouchard is one of my favorites. He has a podcast out there. This book is really good for any working people, but he's got some great stuff in there for stay-at-home moms too. But like Essentialism, well, that's a good one too. But some people don't like Rachel Hollis, and they're like, she drives me crazy. I love her personally, but some people have told me, and I'm like, what? Like, she's amazing. I love her. But some people don't like her, and I'm like, stop, don't listen to her, because just because everyone else does, like, don't, do not feel like you have to. Find the book that is right for you. Like, I've stopped podcasts or books because I'm like, this just isn't saying anything to me. Yeah. So I would try to really work on getting some sort of mindset development in there. And it's amazing what happens when your kids watch you, and you start to say some of the stuff you learn, and they start to pick up on it too. And that helps them get out of that mindset that they might have learned or picked up from others as well.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Okay, accountability and community. So this is kind of what sets our group apart a little bit. So in the BOD group on the app, we have our own private tracking system. And that's where you can get on and you can track that you got your workout in, you can track that you got your shake in, you can track, if you did your energize or recover, you can track your water on there, and you can also track your weight and your progress pictures and your measurements. You don't have to share that with anyone. It's really just sharing your workouts and your Shakeology. But that's where you're able to log all of that stuff on there. And then you can support other people, and they can support you when you're showing up on the BOD group.
Okay.
But I will say, so on the BOD group, they went from another tracker into this BOD group, and they're really trying to make it very Facebook-like. It's a work in progress, especially with COVID. Not as many people are in the offices like used to be, and so they're having a little bit of a harder time starting. So some people are like, it's just not working as well as I'd like it to be. So we created a private message thread. It was for people that were doing the MBF program. And then I was like, okay, so we're kind of over that initial launch, although people are still doing it. I'm going to make the message thread a level up message thread, just for people who want that extra bit of push, that extra bit of community, that, people are showing up there, they're posting in there and saying like, hey, I did it, so it's all based on what works best for you. Some people are like, I don't need that. I just like to see what's going on in the group. I get my stuff out of there. I message and I put my stuff in and I'm good to go. Some people are like, no, I like that extra push. I like seeing that other people are doing it. Add me to that. Monday mornings, I do community calls. They're at 9 a.m. Central Standard. We discuss different topics to kind of help you on your journey. We go over nutrition questions and discuss our book of the month. I know sometimes it's a hard time because, like I said, people work. Evenings are hard too. So I do them in the morning just because I'm not getting a huge response from them right now. So I may try a different time. Mm-hmm. But I think that it's got good information in there. And some people are like, oh, I want to be on. I just, I forgot, or I had kids,
right.
It's crazy. So, and like this month or this Monday, we're going over 5 tips to help your morning start off strong. So I always record them, and then those go out in my weekly emails.
Okay.
Which is my next thing. So somewhere between Friday and Sunday, you'll get a weekly email from me with upcoming announcements, the replay of the call, weekly meal plan, that will be in there as well, and other fun things. So I think like this, I put a monthly podcast calendar in there, so it can kind of give you some ideas of something to listen to, a habit tracker, all kinds of different things that you can utilize on your journey that might be good to kind of post out, and people are kind of looking for that kind of stuff. So what makes us different? Actually, we're just like everybody else. We're just like you. We just want to make a difference that creates a community to support each other no matter what life brings. And so I always tell people, lean into the community. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out. Some people are like, oh, it just didn't do anything for me. And I get that. I can't cover all aspects, but I want to say, like, if you don't dig into the community, you won't get anything out. So I'm always encouraging people to like, dig in, tell me what you need, share with me that kind of stuff, because maybe others need that too. And maybe I can find a way to provide that for others. I can answer questions.
Mhm.
A lot of times, what's awesome about the message thread is some people put questions out there, and maybe I'm like in the middle of carpool or driving or doing something and I can't get on, and people are answering it before I even get back to the message thread or can check them out. And that's what's awesome, is that they're all there to support each other and encourage each other on their journey.
That's great.
Yes, I love it. It's so good. Okay. Any questions? Anything that you have that you're like, okay, what's this, or how do I do this, or?
So I guess I feel like I peppered you throughout the presentation. I guess it's just I think no, I mean I think you're right. I think it's just the stick to itiveness that I have to work on. So, but I guess I do have a question. What would you recommend is like a good starting workout? Should I go into that muscle burns that one, or I mean, what do you think is like a good one to start, or
To
do you have
start
a
with.
recommendation?
So I always tell people there's a couple things you want to think about when you're getting started. How long do you have, right? Like some people, like I had one person like, I'm thinking about starting that 80-day obsession one. I'm like, it's a great program. 80 days is a lot, in my opinion, for someone to get started with, right? And they're 45 minutes to an hour. Some people, like I have one woman that's like, that is what she has started with. That is what she stuck to. Like that is what she loves. So I always tell people, think about how long of a time you have. Most of us say like about 30 minutes is a great starting point. It's not too short. It's not too long. I love the 3-week programs because it's got you where it's like, you know, just when you're like at that struggle point where you're like you're trying to build that habit of consistently showing up. It's perfect because you're like, okay, I only have a week and a half left. I can do 21 days, which they always say will build a habit in 21 days, right? So I love those two items when we come to it. I love the 21-day fix, and I actually love, she redid it to 21-day fix real time. I actually like that one way better than her old school one.
Okay.
Now, some people don't like Autumn. I actually don't mind her, but I tell people throw some music on in the background so that you can listen to her and just kind of watch her moves or whatever. But I always think hers is a great one to start with. I actually now have started to tell people, I think you could start on MBF. It's a great starting program. It has all those pieces that we talked about. They're about 25 to 30 minutes long. It's a 3-week program, and she has a great modifier in there. Now, because of COVID, she did have to do it differently. So they Zoom like the test group members or whatever. And so they'll show like on a split screen, and then they'll show on a separate screen. So she'll show you the move, and then she'll show the modifier.
Okay.
So if you can't do which I tell people all the time, don't ever be embarrassed if you use the modifier. I still use the modifier at times. I love that the modifier is always there. So do the best you can, and she'll talk to you about it too. Megan Davies is become one of my new favorite trainers. She's very motivational. The music's good. She's easy to listen to. She doesn't get on your nerves. Like, I love the bar blend trainer. I did not like bar blend. That was just not my thing.
Yeah.
But some people love bar workouts. It just moved too slow for me.
Okay.
But I think muscle burns fat is a great one to get started with. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then the 21 or that
Ultimate portion fix.
The mindset one, to be mindset. That's the one with the containers, right?
No. So your containers are ultimate portion fix.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. To be mindset is with
and
Alana.
That's through that Autumn's website, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you think combining that with the muscle burn fat? Okay.
Yeah. Both programs are really good. You can combine either nutrition program with any of the workouts that we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good. Well, thank you, Lauren.
You're so welcome. And of course, if you ever have questions, you let me know. Still feel free to answer them. And if you want to be in the message thread, let me know. I can add you into that. I never want to give people more things to worry about or have to check in or whatever. So just know that that option is there for you.
Okay. What is that? I'm sorry. I don't even know.
That's okay. That's a lot. It's like a level up message thread. So like it's kind of outside the Beachbody On Demand group. So it gives you kind of just that extra little layer of encouragement and accountability.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you have any other questions, let me know, and I'm happy and excited to get you started.
Great. Thanks, Lauren. Take
You're
care.
so welcome. Okay. See ya.
Good luck.